There we go. A little bit of the Style Council to start you off. Long Hot Summer, the track is called. Well, you've got one more week before your long hot summer will begin, and let me congratulate you all for making it this far. Okay, so let me jump right into it so that you can get on with the really interesting resources that we've got for today. So, first up, we're talking about voting this week. We're going to look at just a couple of lessons of background on why people might vote, why people maybe might not vote, why it would be a good idea to encourage them to vote, so that you can write an article as if you were writing in a newspaper. You're going to write an article about why people should vote. So, for background, we're looking predominantly at an election that happened not very long ago. We're looking at 2017 election. So, we're going to be looking at an article that is on the BBC. One thing that I thought I'd point out, if you click on stuff in these Google Docs, there's the link. I'm so clever that I hyperlink them, and I think occasionally some people just don't quite miss it, don't quite see it, and they cruise on past. So there's your article. Have a read. There's some really good graphics in it. It's got some great data visualization, but it's also describing some really interesting things to do with the turnout gap, to do with the changes in what people show up to vote, which groups of people show up more usually, and things like, when I say demographics, I'm talking about ages of people, where they're from, other things that can be included in demographics. Demo is the people, a root of a word that you'll see in the vocab for this week, democracy, and graphics is sort of a measurement of something. So demography is the measurement of the population, of the people. So demographics can include how old you are, ethnicity, where you're from, all of these things, and they all are very interesting when we look at them in relation to who votes, who do they vote for, and all these other questions. So have a read of the article and then answer the questions that are contained in the document. Pretty straightforward. Task 2. Why does it say 3? It's task 2. Task 2. Okay, so at this stage you've answered some questions. I want you to go off and find someone who has voted before. Maybe it's someone who hasn't voted, but they were old enough to vote. I want you to just go and find someone who was old enough to vote at the last election and ask them if they voted in the last election, why they voted in the last election if they did, or if they didn't vote in the last election, ask them if they wouldn't mind explaining why they didn't vote. And then either you could record the entire interaction, upload it as a video clip, or you could take a picture of them and upload it with a caption here. If you want to do that, you will need to click Insert Image. I'm so sorry you can't see that, but it's at the top left. Insert image, and then you can do it from your camera, all sorts, if you're on your phone, or if you upload it from the computer, or if you add it to Google Photos on your phone as well. Great app. So lots of options. That's going to be task 2, is find someone, ask them whether or not they voted. Okay, and then task 3 will just be to get started on the vocab for this week that you can use coming up in your article later in the week. Okay, good luck with that. The code word for today is... Let me just check. What is the code word for today? Oh, it's my favourite. It's my favourite energy source. My favourite energy source, which is offshore wind. So that's your code word for today, offshore wind. Who doesn't love turbines in the sea? Alright then, have a lovely Monday.